Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Creative Hands Spicy. So in today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to make a simple, easy granny square blouse. So I am making this blouse for my mother, so I decided that I wanted to share the tutorial with you so you can make one of your own. So guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will love this tutorial and you'll be able to make one of your own. So this is a yarn that I will be using. I got this yarn from Temu. It is 100% cotton. I have used this yarn before and it turned out pretty well, so I decided to buy another pack to do this blouse. So you will need your yarn. I will put more information in the description box, so make sure you check that out so you can gather all your materials and everything that you'll need to make this blouse. So guys, let's jump in the video. So guys, to begin, you will need a 5.0mm crochet hook, and you're just making the basic granny square. So you're making one big, well, technically two big squares to put this blouse together. So you're gonna wrap it around your finger just like this, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then chain up 3. Now that you have chain your 3, you're going to yarn over, go back into that same space, and you're going to make 1 double crochet. You're going to go back again, make another double crochet. Once you do that, you're going to chain 1 and 2. You're going to yarn over again, and you're going to make another set of cluster of 3. So you're going to do a total of 4 clusters of 3. In between, you will chain 2. So you're going to continue doing this, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end here, and I close my middle part here. So all you have to do is just pull on the tail end like this, and you'll close that part up. Now remember to chain your 2, and then you're going to slip stitch on top of your first chain of 3 there. Let me just redo that. It is very tricky to work with this yarn because it has so many fine threading in between or inside of this. Okay, so now that I have done so, I went ahead and cut my yarn off. I am going to chain 1 because I'm going to change my color. If you're not going to change your color, you can just turn your work and slip stitch into this space and start all over again. But because I'm changing my color, I just chain 1 and fasten off there. So we're going to turn your work. You can start wherever you want in either one of these spaces. So I'm going to start here. So I'm using this leftover yarn that I have, and I'm just gonna pull down. Okay, so once I attach my yarn, however you feel comfortable in attaching your yarn, you can do so. So now that I have done so, I'm going to chain up 2, 1 and 2. Okay, and we're going to go into that space, and we are going to make 3 double crochets. So this chain up 2 that I did is our first, this is the second and third. Now that we have our third, we are going to chain 1 and 2. Going to the same space, you're going to put another cluster of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now that I have done so, I am going to go ahead and chain 1. We are going to go into the next space, and we're going to put a set of 3 double crochets. So just as we did just now, we're going to repeat the same thing. So 3 double crochets, that's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 and 2, go back into that same space and make that next corner. And you're basically going to repeat the same step, making your corners, chain in one to go over to the next corner space. So just continue repeating this step around, and I'll meet you back here. So guys, now I have come to the end and I chain my one. Now I am going to slip stitch into our second double crochet, so not the one that we chain up here, but the second one. So there is your little square. Now you are going to turn your work if you are not gonna change your color, but because I'm changing my color again, I am just gonna fasten off. So chain one and fasten off. So now I am going to change to blue. So what I will do is I will put the color combination or sequence on the screen so you can follow along to see how I am putting my colors together, because it is very repetitive, because you are repeating the same steps over and over again. So now I'm gonna turn my work and I'm just gonna start in this corner here. So now that I am attaching my yarn, repeating the same step, 1, 2, we are going to make a corner, so you're going to make 2 more double crochets, so that's 1, 2, chain 2, go back into that same space there and make 3 more double crochet to complete your corner. 2 and 3. Okay, so now that we have finished our corner, we're going to chain 1. We are going to go into our chain 1 space here, and you're going to put 3 double crochets. Chain 1, go into your corner and make another corner. So as I stated, I will be putting on the screen the color sequence of how I will be making this top. I am just going to show you the first panel that I made, which is the back. Let me just finish this corner here and I'll show it to you. So you're just basically repeating all of the same thing over and over. So let me show you. So the back panel that I made is just the solid red, and for the siding, for the extra rows to the side, I put some brown here, or I don't know what to call this color, khaki or brown. So I will show you how to do this part, but you will do a total of 20 rows. I think it's 20 that I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So you will do a total of 20 rows, but I will put it on the screen with the sequence. So I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end of making the front panel here, and this is what it looks like so far. So I am going to work on the side because I need it to be wider. So what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna fasten off here. So I'm gonna chain 1 and slip stitch. Just redo that. Okay, so now that I have done so, I'm just going to pull up on the yarn and I'm going to show you how to work on the side here. So I am going to attach my yarn. You can start on either side that you want to start on. I'm going to start on the right side. So attach your yarn however you feel comfortable. Once you have done so, you're just going to make 1, 2 chains. Now you're going to put 2 double crochet into that space. 1 and 2. Okay, so now that you have done so, you're going to chain 1 and repeat the same steps as we were doing. So in this corner, you're only going to put 3 double crochet. You're not going to finish that corner. And you're going to continue making 3 double crochets into the chain 1 space until you get to the end. Once you get there, you will repeat the same thing here. So I'll see you there. So guys, now I have reached to the end here, and I'm just going to put 3 double crochet into that corner. And this is going to tell you how wide you want your top to be. So this is just increasing in the width of the blouse. So however you want the blouse to fit you, you can put the amount of rows, and you will do that on the other side as well. So I'm just going to show you on the back panel here. So I did a total of 4 rows here on the back panel, and how I did that is, this is the first row that we did, like what we just did there. And for the second row, you will start with just 1 double crochet and then continue doing your clusters. And then at the end here, once you come down, sorry, this one was a chain of 3, and then we end here. So you will do 3 sets of double crochet. So it's like alternating. So for this row, you end off with cluster of 3. The other row you will end off with just 1. Next row, cluster of 3. Other row is just you're alternating as you go along. So I am just going to show you. So chain up 1, 2, and 3. You can chain 2 or you can chain 3, but because this is like a more thinner yarn, I am just chaining 3. And now you are going to turn your work and put your cluster in. So you see, we end off with 1 double crochet, and at the end of this row, again, we will end off with 1 double crochet, and then we will just start off here like this. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come back down to the end of our second row here. We're going to chain 1, yarn over, and make a double crochet on top of your first double crochet here. So now that we have done so, you're going to chain up 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work, and you're going to put 2 more double crochets here. 1, 2, and that gives you starting with a cluster of 3. So as I stated, we are alternating. So we start with cluster, then for the first row, second row, just regular double crochet. Third row, we start with a cluster again. So again, depending on how many rows that you are making, you will just continue doing the same thing. And however wide you want your top to be, if you want it to be loosely, you can add I am actually putting 4 rows in the sides, so you should put 4 rows on this side and 4 rows on the other side. So depending on how wide you want yours to be, you can put the amount of rows, and you can measure it on yourself and see how it goes. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I'll see you at the end of putting my rows together. So guys, now I have come to the end here, and I'm just going to go ahead and chain 1 and yarn over and make a double crochet into our chain up 3 here. So I have now completed both sides of adding on the extra rows, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to put 3 rows of the same color on the bottom of the blouse so that it can get a little bit more length. So how to do that, you're going to go ahead and chain up 3, and you're going to put 2 more double crochet here. So that chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. You're going to chain 1, going to the next space here, which is a double crochet, and you're going to put another set of 3. Chain 1, going to the next space, and put a set of 3 double crochets. And you're going to continue doing that all the way across until you get to the end, and I'll meet you there. So guys, now I have come to the end here, and I'm just going to do my last double crochet, but the last one that I am doing is I am going to work it into the chain 3 that we did here. So just on top of that, and that is the first row completed. So we're gonna do 2 more rows. So chain up 3, go into the space there, which we just did our chain 1 space there. And you're repeating the same steps over and over. So you're gonna do 2 more rows. You're gonna repeat the same thing that you did once you get to the other side. Just continue doing that. Once I get to my 2 rows, the end of my 2 rows, then I'll meet back with you and I'll show you what to do next. So you're doing 2 more rows, this one and another one. So I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to my last stitch here, finishing off my last double crochet. So I have my 3 rows. So now what we're gonna do is you're gonna chain 1, turn your work, and we're gonna do a total of 3 rows of single crochets, and that's how we're gonna finish off the bottom of the blouse here. If you want yours to be longer, all you have to do is just continue making more rows of these clusters of 3, and once you get to your desired length, then you can add the 3 rows onto the blouse, the 3 rows of single crochets, sorry about that. So I am just going to continue doing this, making single crochets. Once you get to the chain 1 space, you can either go into that stitch, or it's easier to just go underneath and make that single crochet. So continue doing that until you get to the end, and I'll see you there. So remember, 3 rows. Chain 1 and turn once you get to the end. So guys, now I have come to the end of my last row of single crochets here, and I'm just doing my last single crochet, and I am going to chain 1 and pass it off. Okay, so now that I have done so, this is what the panel looks like. So it's all completed. If you have not done your back panel as yet, you can go ahead and do so. You'll basically do the same exact thing as we did on the front panel. As you notice, for the back panel I only did solid colors. So I did one solid color in the middle and I add the brown onto the end here. So I went ahead and I put my stitch marker in to mark where I'm going to put the neckline in. So I will show you how to do that part, but before we do the neckline in, you can go ahead, pause the video and do the other panel and then come back to where I am going to start now. So if you want to do your back panel as the same thing as the front panel, you can go ahead and do so, but if you want to do it exactly how I did, you can also do it that way as well. So as I fasten off there, I am going to rejoin my yarn, and I'm just going to start from this side here. And I'm going to work some single crochets across just to kind of tidy this part up. So as I did my chain one there, I am going to go back into that space and we're going to work over the tail end as we go along, and we're going to make a double crochet there, and into where we have our double crochet here, we're just going to work 2 single crochet into that part. So however you want to do it, if you want to go like inside of the stitch, you can do so. So that's 2. I'm going to the next, put 2 as well. And again, you'll put 2 here and 1 into the space, and then continue making single crochets. Once you get to the chain 1 space, you will make a single crochet underneath this one, just as we did when we were doing the bottom part, and just go all the way across until you get to the end. So I will see you there. So remember, 2 single crochets into the double crochet space. So guys, now I have come to the end, and before I put my last single crochet in, I'm just going to work it into this stitch here. So I hope you can see that well. So I'm working it into this stitch. So now this row is completed. I am just going to put 1 more row, so we're going to do a total of 2 rows. And for the back panel, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to add 2 rows of single crochet onto the top here. I'm going to try to weave this in as I go along. If you have a tail end, you can try to weave that in also, or you can weave it in afterwards. Just make you have less tail ends to weave in later on. So there, so continue doing single crochets all the way across. You're going to do that on the back panel as well, and then we're going to join our panels together. So I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end and I have my last single crochet here, and now we have completed sewing up the top of the blouse. So we are going to join both panels together, making sure that it is on the wrong side, because we're going to do the sewing. Let me just see here. So this is my right side. Okay, so that's my wrong side. So make sure that your wrong side is on the inner, your right side is on the inner part, and the wrong side is on the outer part. So I'm just going to put a stitch marker here just to keep it into place. And just pull up on this here, make sure that all these stitches are lining up, and then you can put your stitch marker, click them on, so it should be 12 inches in between where you're adding your stitch marker. Or you can go ahead and count 1, 2, 3, 4 of the red, and then 1, 2, cluster here, and then the chain up here. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 in, 7 in, and then you'll stop here. In between here is 12 inches. Let me just show you. So we are going to sew this part up. So I am going to turn my work. You can either use a darning needle to sew this part up, or you can use your hook. So I am going to use a smaller hook to do the sewing. So I'm chaining 1 here. Going into both loops. You are going to do, you can either do single crochet or slip stitch. So I'm just going to do some single crochet. I'm going to use a little bit slightly bigger hook to do this. So you're going to do single crochet on this side, making sure that you're going up to this stitch marker here, and you're going to repeat, you're going to fasten off and repeat the same steps on this side as well. So I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end. I just have my last little sewing here, and I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. Okay, so that is the shoulder area here all done, and this is the open neck lining. And now we are going to work on the sleeve area. So I measured 9 inches down, so from here to here is measuring 9 inches. So depending on how wide you want the armhole area to be, this is wide enough for me, so that's where I'm going to work with. That's what I'm going to work with. So we are going to reattach our yarn, and we are going to sew down, and I'm just going to leave a little bit of opening, just where we actually did our little joining area here. I'm just going to leave like 1.5 inches or 2 inches. Let me just see. Yeah, it's about 1.5 inches here. So I'm going to leave that opening there, so I won't be working into that part. So I will stop here. So I will sew from here. So guys, now I have reached the end, and I'm just making my last stitch, and this is what it looks like so far. So I went ahead and I sewed up the other side and also add a little extra to the sleeve. So there it is. So now what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and chain up 2 and pull up on that, remove my stitch marker, and I'm going to turn my work over on the right side. Okay, so you can see how nicely sewed that is. All the stitches are matching up with each other. So now you are going to work on the shell. And after this round, our blouse is completed. Will be completed, I should say. So into our first space, chain 1 space here, you are going to yarn over, go into that space, and you're going to put 3 double crochets. If you don't know how to make a shell, that's 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet again into the same space. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain up 2, go back into that same space, and make 3 I should say 3 double crochets to complete your shell. So there it is. Then you're gonna skip over this cluster of 3 and go into the chain 1 space. So only in the chain 1 space you will be making your shells, and you're gonna do that all the way around. Let me just finish this one. I'm gonna show you something at the top. Okay, so now that I have finished the shell, I'm just going to show you here. So once you get to the top here, you will just skip over this and go into this chain 1 space. So you will do your last shell on this side here, skip over this part, and then go in this chain 1 and make your next shell, and then continue making your shell all the way back to the start in here. So I'll see you there. So guys, now I have reached back to the end. So because this space, chain 1 space here, is too close to this one, we are just going to leave that one out, and we are going to fasten off here and weave our tail end in. So cut off your yarn and pull through like this, and I'm going to show you how to finish off. Okay, so now that we have done that, we are just going to go into our first double crochet here, and we're going to go through both loops and into the back loop on this side, and insert your needle downward like this. And then you're just going to go ahead and weave your tail end in. You can basically go anywhere you want to go, as long as it's not showing on the right side. Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna fasten off, and our blouse is completed. So this is the sleeve of how it turned out. It is looking super cute. So I'm just gonna turn that around. So guys, this is what the opening of our blouse look like, and this is the front. So I will be putting more information about this blouse into the description box, like the size and so on, what size it is, and the measurements, so you can follow along and know how to do your own measurement. So guys, if you're new to my channel, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you will like other tutorials, and I hope that you'll be able to make one of your own. Thank you so much again for watching, guys, and please do give this video a like, comment, tell me what you think, and there's the back. Until next time, guys, bye. So guys, this is the finished look of our top, and it's looking super cute. I love the way how it turned out, and this is what the front part of the top looks like. This is the sleeve area. It is looking super cute, and I will be putting in the description box the measurement for this blouse, so make sure you check that out, and how you can also measure yourself to make one for your on your own. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do comment, tell me what you think. Until next time, bye.